please do.
trying to get a raise here.
I was just gonna say, please do if you want to raise.
No such thing as too much cleavage in this household. We love a good cleavage
shot,
in here.
a good cleave shot.
That's right.
Leave it to Cleaver Beaver.
Cleaver Beaver. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Unfiltered
What?
Marriage. How you guys doing?
Come on now.
No, you
really,
didn't.
you're
What?
really not used to this shit, girl?
You did?
Of course I did.
Gosh, I was
Like 10 minutes early?
here. I'm saying Cleaver Beaver. It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
We are. I was still even in the middle of doing my post. We are here and ready to have a good day. Missing Mark and Katie, but that's okay because Nicole
Did
came.
you say Mark? Mark
Yeah.
hasn't been here in like 2
I
months.
know.
He's busy.
Since the quarantine started,
Yeah.
when everybody had time, he hasn't been here.
You know what though? Now that he's working and you know got a lot
Listen,
going
don't
on,
give him excuses.
Yeah, don't make it
I gotta
No.
give him some leeway. He is my baby brother.
This guy had the nerve to go, can you remind me when it's Tuesday?
He tells me that when I work out with him in the
Who
morning.
needs a
Text me and
reminder
remind me later to
of
come.
the day.
You know that's not fair. You guys are picking on him.
No, but I never go, podcast day today? Today Tuesday? I know, Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's time to
it's
fucking
podcast
podcast.
Listen, he tortures me every morning, so I could pick on him.
Love you, Mads. Everybody, while you have the second, share it out. Let's fill it up. We have a good show tonight. We're going to talk about some relationship stuff. I wanted to start with cheating. Now, let me tell you why. We are watching this 90-Day Fiancé. The subject came up with a couple how they weren't in the same country, but she ended up being with somebody else.
Now, hold on. Before you continue, everyone look up season 4, 90 Day Fiancé, and find the, let's just say, bigger girl. And, like, I look at that and go, you're lucky anyone wants to talk to you.
That's a terrible thing to say.
No,
Wait.
she's a shitty person, too. Trust me.
Wait. She is not a good person. And when I tell you it's not that she's big, she is just let herself go at 22.
And the guy that she's, 90 Day Fiancéing with, he's like, why don't you just like work out a little, like for your health?
With me, and
he's not like you need to lose weight. He's like for your health. Like
Right.
she's unhealthy overweight. You know what I mean? So
I know what you mean.
yeah,
It's not, you're not being fresh,
Yeah,
but
I know. I'm
but
just
you
saying.
look at
I
her
literally
and
know
you
what
go,
you mean.
you got no fucking business, and the ball's on you to step out on somebody. Like the options are flying your way, sweetie. And the guy that she's 90 Day Fiancéing with is from Morocco, and he's a handsome guy.
he's not.
I've
Yeah,
never seen the
he's
show.
Fit,
I've heard
he's
about it.
handsome. He has issues because she is Catholic. He is Muslim. He can't kiss in public or be affectionate, and she fights with him in front of people.
In Morocco, she's fighting
in
with
front
him
of
about this.
anybody walking by, and he's like, "Stop it! Like, we don't do this in my culture." Okay. So now they're going to get married. He takes her to the desert. He asks her to marry him. Beautiful ring. She tells him, well, I cheated on you.
Yeah.
And he looks at her and he goes, nobody does that here. Like, that's not what we do
Yeah.
when you tell someone you love them. She goes, I wasn't in my right mind. It just happened. This is where I want to go.
Now, hold on real quick,
Yeah,
because
go
I
ahead.
also want to talk about that part a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
They're in Morocco. She told him that prior to the engagement thing, right? And then
Yeah, the day
he
before.
had said something like, she asked him, do you even care for me? He was like, no, I don't care for you at all. This girl came fucking charging out of the van. Like
Threw
fucking,
him into the van.
Like Chris Farley getting to a fucking hero. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like she fucking smashed this kid. Then they get to the desert, which first of all, where they went, being the only foreigner in this position, she had balls. Like they're going in the middle of, like not middle of the night, but it's nighttime in the desert on camel with 5 Muslims she doesn't know at all in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like I looked at that and I was like, I would never do that. Like they could kill me and just I'd be dead and no one would ever find me. I'm in the fucking desert. But then on the way back, they had to walk up a pretty decent hill. But
And sand is hard to
and
begin
sand
with.
is hard to walk in. She made it about halfway where she had to stop, and he's going, "Come on, lazy, get up, lazy, let's go." She was gonna pass out. Like
She definitely, yeah.
she's very clearly not in great shape, and the walk, like how he didn't understand, like this is not gonna be an easy thing for her, is kind of mind-boggling. But also, you're watching this going, why would you even put her in this position to begin with?
Well,
Like
the two of them are just very, very different in all aspects. And I'm not saying it can't work. However, you know, she is not giving him the respect when she's in Florida and he is in Morocco, where you just hook up with someone. And this is where I wanted to go with the whole cheating thing. The show is whatever. It just brought something to my head to say, let's talk about it.
Right.
When you decide, I want to be with this person wants to be with me, marriage is in discussion, not even just marriage, 90-day marriage, different countries, visas, you know, law, and all this stuff is involved. Inside a person, when they cheat, is because they're not in love. If you loved someone you were with, you could never physically just be with someone else. It just wouldn't be a thought. I've been with Rocky almost 8 years. I never went, I'm going to find someone to cheat with. It just doesn't happen. You're happy. You're in love. So when this happens, don't you think they would both look and go, maybe this isn't the right thing? No, they're still going through with it.
See, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
because they're
disagree
probably
with
doing
you.
it for TV.
I'm going to disagree with you because, again, you're comparing everything else to our very,
This is true. You guys have like
very rare thing.
Yes.
Okay? Now, I can see how someone else could cheat if they love somebody because temptation is a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, people get tempted and they're weak-willed and they don't have the strength that me and you have. You know what I mean? So, I'm not saying like, you know, they're doing it like fuck that bitch, but doing it as like an honest mistake,
As
like
a
I
s-
fucked up. You know what I mean?
But as an own selfish need for
Absolutely,
sex,
absolutely.
you then jeopardize the other person's health, because what if you catch something? The other person's feelings, respect, and loyalty,
Yeah.
and trust are all things you need to have a successful
You're 100% right.
relationship or
Absolutely.
marriage.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm at. I think to myself, you know, when people do hook up or cheat or it just happened, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm being honest when I tell you I think 80% of people do not use protection. Okay?
Oh,
Nobody
absolutely.
goes, let me
No,
pull
yeah.
out a condom when they're hooking up at a bar or what. It doesn't happen. So you're just now not only putting yourself, but everybody else you're with now has to go, can I trust you? Do they really actually get tested before they have sex? No, they don't. I'll tell you what, I went to the doctor, I did, and from mine, we were physical already. He went, well, if you don't have it, I don't have it. But one of us got checked.
Yeah.
You need to think about that. And people recklessly will just hook up because, oh my God, I'm horny or I'm bored or you're over there and I'm over here. There's an issue with that
In
for
that
me.
situation, yes. But I'm saying like every now and then there's a moment of I fucked up. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not you know
No.
saying it's right. But I'm saying that there's people out there that, you know, have these moments of, like I said, bad judgment or weak-willed or
To be
they
fair,
were
it's not
drunk
always about
or
sex either.
well, if you're no, the cheating isn't. Sometimes it's emotional, but my thing, you know, like I said, a fuck up. I can understand it because people do fuck up. We're human. You know what I mean? So again, to compare everyone else to me and you, it's not fair, really.
Well, it's not.
But see,
I'm
I
not-
get where you're coming from, but I also agree with her. Like, people do fuck up, but it also reverts back to I don't feel like you could really, truly 100% be in love with somebody if you're able to fuck up like that.
Yeah,
Like
okay,
physically-
right. Because I wouldn't. It's not even a thought. from
It's
my
not
head
even
ever.
just like
you, know
you,
what I mean?
two, because you two, like you said, have like something totally different that like.
True love.
Well, yeah. No,
love you.
absolutely. And I agree. I just, when this happened and I looked at this poor kid who thinks he's coming to America to marry this girl, and then her just looking at him like, you know, I cheated. And he looks at her like, this doesn't even happen in my culture. Like, we don't ever go.
She just clearly has no respect.
And exactly, for him, for his culture, for his feelings. And I wanted to talk because in different perspectives, people may say, you know what, it happens, you cheat, or I was out and we made out on accident, or I don't even know what happened, his dick fell in me. I'm sorry to tell you that is not love. That is, a need to be with someone for comfort and you don't want to be alone, but over here is what you want because this is not satisfying you. I don't care what you say. If you cheat, you are not fucking satisfied.
Question.
I agree.
Go.
Question that everyone knows. Did Ross cheat on Rachel?
They were on a break.
But hold up.
They were not in a committed relationship. I do not think it was cheating. He didn't tell her. That was where he went
I
wrong.
don't know. I have mixed feelings about it.
If he would have said when they got back together, I want to let you know that I did
He
hook up
definitely
with
should've.
someone
But
else.
wait, he didn't have the chance because they were on a break for a day and he ended up sleeping with that chick.
Yeah,
A day?
And,
that's cheating.
and the girl got
That's
to
cheating.
Rachel before
Sorry,
he could even
that's
get a
cheating.
chance to.
Oh,
if
she
you
did.
remember, yeah, she told her friend and her friend told Rachel, and when Ross showed up, she was already sad and like, fuck you. Remember?
I don't exactly.
If there
every
wasn't a
detail.
lot of time from Ross cheating and the break to Rachel finding out. There wasn't. I think
don't-
it all
again,
happened in
like,
the matter of 24 hours.
Give the bed some time to like get cold first before.
Yes,
you...
but also I believe that when you break up, then if you just are with someone, you kind of lose that I need to be with my ex.
I mean, technically, though, it wasn't an ex. It was a random hookup.
no, I'm saying him wanting to be with Rachel.
Oh, all right.
You hook up
Yeah,
and kind
and,
of
and you have a moment of clarity of, oh, I
could-
should be there. Yeah, all right. But she said, we're not broken up. Her words were, we should take a little break. That could mean, let's just take a break for tonight. That could mean, let's take a break for 2 days. Let's take a break for 2
So-
months.
All right, so it wasn't clear enough if they were actually on a break or not. But to me, I think that if you're like, we need space, we need a break, that's not committed.
No.
People don't
No,
No.
but at the same time, I feel like have a little respect for what we even just had, not even what we have, what we
It
had.
also
like,
could be one of these weird fucked up tests you women do. Like women do these weird tests that men
Love
don't
how he
even
always
know they're
throws it
being
on us.
tested.
Yeah, women.
Tell me I'm lying. Women have these weird tests.
men do too.
Guys like to be chased.
I know firsthand, men do it too.
Guys
Not all,
like
though.
to be chased,
Not
and
all.
if they tell a girl, "I don't
Just
want to
the
be with
fucking
you," and she
narcissists.
keeps calling, he
Yes.
won't hang out with her. He'll look for somebody who doesn't want him because it's always like, "I don't want someone sweating me. I want someone I got to work for." It is a vicious game in between people when they're dating, but it's very clear. If you are having sex with someone, you owe them. I was with someone else. I did not use protection. How do people just think you can hook up around and go, "Pff, you know what, we weren't together, it's none of their business."
But Ross didn't know if they were going to be back together. They were on a break. And again, to be fair, Devil's Advocate, Mr. Devil's Advocate of the brand, Ross also now is distraught. He's hurt. He thinks he's been broken up with. Guys like to just go find a new chick just to get their mind off the old
That's
one.
what
You know
I'm
what
saying.
I mean? So
but
And look what the end result was.
right, but in that
They got
though,
married and had a kid.
when that happened though, when this all
I don't think
happened,
they got
he
married.
should have taken the initiative to be like, when he saw her immediately, like, I wanted to, we didn't have time, it just happened, it was an accident, we were on a break, or it wasn't even an accident, I did hook up with, man up, say it. Because when you have these little things that are like embedded in the middle of your relationship, it will always, I don't care who you are, it will always come out. Somebody who doesn't want you happy or is trying to ruin something, it doesn't matter. It will always
But-
come out.
All right, now I
Facts.
also just thought of something else. Let's say, right, you're in Ross's situation, that happens, right? And it's the same exact situation, which is a very sketchy one on both sides, right?
Right.
Now he realizes, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. I really love Rachel. I want to be with her. And now if I tell her I did this, I could ruin everything.
Yes, but
Well,
if
that's
you
a
don't,
chance that he.
I know,
took.
I get that, but you know, also there's a slight chance that she never finds out, and we can live happily ever after. And I die with that secret, and I feel bad about it, but at least we're together.
No, that's sneaky.
it's
And then you're starting your relationship, your
On-
new relationship, based on lies and secrets.
On a lie for her love, though, it's
That's-
more about hurting her and sparing her feelings.
yes, but listen,
Well,
that's
not more, but it's part of it also.
now I'll have you know, okay, right? So when we dated that first year, you and I, we broke up for various reasons, but we broke up for, I mean, a little span. And in that time, I did date, and I was very blunt because I wanted him jealous. I wanted him to know. I did tell him, but if I didn't, and then we got back together, would I be wrong to not tell you I was hanging out with other people?
See, again, I'm a bad example because I would be like, yeah, we weren't together. I don't really give a fuck.
Yes, but when you knew I was, you were fucking furious.
I was furious because I just didn't want any other man touching you or being around you. You know what I mean? Not because of that you were seeing someone else. We were out. We were on a break.
Right.
Or broken up, whatever. It's just that was mine last. You know what I mean? Like, guys also have that ego and pride thing where it's like, no, you can't have what I just had. Fuck you. Like, I want that back. That's my toy. You know what I mean? Like
that is what he did, actually.
That type of like boy, like playground mentality, though, of, I'm done with this ball. Or like Tina. I'm not playing with that toy at all. I'm playing with this toy over here.
Right.
Friend comes over, grabs that toy that I haven't touched in 6 months. All of a sudden, I want that toy.
Right.
Now, I want that toy. Even though you haven't fucking looked at it, thought about it, touched it. I'm not saying that's our situation.
No, right.
But, people are humans, and that's like a human kind of thing where,
Sounds like my
boy
ex-husband.
or girl type thing.
Some humans feel that way, right? I felt, and even, I'll tell you another scenario, I felt that if he wanted to be back with me, he needed to know I went on a date with these two guys, and this one did, because for me, my conscience will eat me alive. And here is one example.
Some idiot sent her like 50 things of flowers.
Not even joking.
Yeah, like for real.
50
Like,
bouquets
her
of
kitchen
flowers.
table
I remember
was
you telling me
filled.
this.
It was at the salon.
And I looked at
it was the color table.
Well, you sent me the picture when you brought him home.
Yeah.
And I looked at that and I kind of like chuckled. I was like, what a fucking dope that guy is. I was like, what an idiot.
So when Rocky wanted to be back with me, right? He
Right.
did this cute thing where he showed up at my mom's bar. He put on a song, kind of like to get my attention. And there was someone there that I was talking to, right? Never told him, never talked about it. But when we got back together, we were hanging out, and I was like, you know what? He asked me, who the fuck was that? I'm like, nobody, just somebody at Jilly's. Somebody there. Later, when we got together, I looked back, and I was like, I got to tell you something. He's like, what? I'm like, you were actually right. That was someone I was talking to. He's like, I knew it, whatever. But I could not even hold that
Was that
moment.
the same guy that bought the flowers?
No. That was
What's funny, too, is that guy having a great time that night, having fun, talking to this new hot chick. I walk in, and within 20 minutes, she's gone, and he's standing there alone. Sorry for you, pal.
Yes, that is what happened because I loved him.
Did you
and-
even say bye to him?
No.
It's awesome. It's
No,
so
that-
awesome.
No, but you want to laugh even harder?
Mm.
That's the one that recently sent a message.
Oh,
Yeah. So either way, no matter what, I always felt like he deserved to know. Because what if? And that's another thing. Someone hits up our Facebook and I'm like, just want to let you know that is the someone I hung out with. He's like, I don't give a fuck. But I told him I can't have that in my body. So
Yeah.
how someone can just physically hook up or
because some
mentally
people just don't give a fuck.
and that's the problem.
Yep.
That is the problem.
It is.
There
Wait, hold
is
up. Because I know personally, me and you have both been that person where it's like, I don't give a fuck. Until
Yeah.
you find the right person. And that is the key thing. You change a lot when you find the right person. But to sit here and be like, that person's bad, who's like, I don't give a fuck. They're not bad. They're just,
I'm not saying people are bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying when you're in a relationship, look at the situation and go, would I like that?
Have some respect.
Right. Would I want
That's all.
would I want that? Like I would just want to know. I could care less who he was with before 2012. I don't care. But in the midst of us 2012, whatever happened, I just want to know.
Yeah.
It won't bother me. I just want to know. It's so important to have that loyalty to any person, to any situation.
Yeah.
You can't just walk around being like, it's me, and then go, why can't I find love? Why can't I find a trusting, respectful relationship?
a lot of people do that, though.
And this is where the issue comes in. You can't start something on non-honesty.
Well, look at perfect example. Look at today's society and the way things are going right now. And this is for both sides. They can't look in the mirror and go, yeah, you're right. Those are some of our faults. Yeah, you're right. Those people are right when they say that. There's some truth behind that. people don't want to accept their real selves. They want to accept the portrayal that they put out there to the people. We've talked about it. When you first start dating someone, 6 months, you don't know who that person is.
No.
You know the fake person. You know the acting performance of that person. You know the best version of that person.
You know what they want you to know? I don't think you actually know someone until you live together.
That is 100%
Yeah,
true.
like 100% know them. Absolutely, yes.
And
you get
definitely
75% know
further
somebody.
than 6 months.
Yeah.
Because
For
living with
sure.
somebody, then you find out they're a slob. You find out they don't shower every day. Like there's things that, again, you don't know because you don't live with them. That now come to light, and you're like, oh God, what the fuck? Like I don't want to be with this person.
Absolutely.
This is why, though, in our relationship, we decided to live together first. Then we had a baby. Then we got married. Because having children and co-parenting, a lot of people do it. But you don't want to get married more than one time. It sucks when you don't want to get married more
No,
than
you
one
don't,
time.
you don't.
And first is the worst. Second is the best.
Agreed.
Might I add.
Agreed.
But you don't want to have to go through that. Divorce is fucking horrible.
It's a nightmare.
So when we decided to be together, and I was 30 when we started hanging out, like 31. But when we had Val, I was almost 35. I was 34 and some
34.
change. I know I was older, but I just felt like I needed to know we could do this before. You know, I just wanted to learn how we parent, how we live, how we work, and then I went, yes, I do want to marry you.
Also, again, we're an anomaly. Like she moved in, and immediately it was like, yeah, this is right. This is what it's supposed to be. And again, that I credit a lot to when we did have to kind of lay low, and we were sitting in a hotel room, nowhere else to go except the bed, and you have to deal with each other for 5, 6, 8, 24 hours stuck to each other. And we never had a problem with that. That was the thing. Like we would sit in the hotel rooms and be with each other for hours on end, no break, nothing, day after day after day, and never had an argument, never had a fight. So for us, it was very easy to transition into let's move in together.
Right.
Let's have a baby.
But
because
before that happened, though, we had a very rocky and uncomfortable year. He is going through a divorce. We were in hiding because we couldn't let anybody know. It was hotels, and it wasn't quality time. It was, we only have 5 hours. Let's get what we can. We played cards, watched movies, had sex, and then we went home.
Well, you're right, though. A lot of that was because of the obstacles we had. The second all the obstacles were cleared,
Right.
it was easy peasy from then on out.
Never was a challenge.
Yeah. So it wasn't us that first year. Yeah, it was, obviously, because we're the ones involved in it. But it wasn't us causing the
Friction.
ruckus. It was outside influences, outside mistakes,
Right.
other stuff that made us go, like if I couldn't be there that night, you would be like, what the fuck? And it would become a thing. But like I would be like, I got to be home with my son. Like,
Right.
why are we even arguing about this?
But then
I get her point of view.
Right.
But
Because she was still very present for the first
Yeah.
at least 8 months.
yeah.
But you get to a point where you're like, if I want to be with him, if I want this to work, I have got to just be honest.
Uno and Rami.
Yeah, it's super important for everybody to understand that you can only hide for so long. You can only be what you say for
Yep.
so long. Eventually, you come out. Rocky always says, soon as a girl gets a ring, the bitch comes out because she got the ring. When I got my ring, I was planning a wedding. I was more in love. We were getting ready to have a baby.
Not so much the ring. It's once the I do's come out and the honeymoon's over, that expression is there for a reason. The honeymoon is over. Why? And this goes for both. I'm not saying this is just women on this one. This goes for both. Because now we're locked in.
I have it now.
To get out of this, it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of time. We are locked in.
Right.
And again, things we've talked about, the settled thing, a lot of people just deal with it. Just, my wife's a fucking cunt. I can't stand it. go to the bar for fucking 3 hours, come home at 10 o'clock, pass out on the couch drunk, not have to deal with her. That's not a life. That's fucking miserable. That's awful.
Right.
Who the fuck wants to live like that? And same for the wife. The second they get married, she goes, can't leave me now. And if he does, half of his shit's mine. And he's got to pay me alimony and the kids. I
Yes.
get them and I get child support. And that goes through her head and go, fuck with me, motherfucker. What are you going to do, you little punk? What the fuck are you going to do? Da-da-da. And they keep poking and poking, knowing that 9 out of 10 guys are going to be like, I'll just deal with this.
You
This
know
is
what?
life now.
It's a lot though because you actually went through this. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We
Yeah.
actually went through this. I was actually the one that was waiting, and everybody would say, "What are you doing? He's not going to leave his wife." And I'm going, but he was already leaving her before me. You know, we know each other since we were there was too much connection here. We know each other for so long. It was just like I trusted him. Everybody said no, and I trusted my mother. No man leaves his son at home and comes and hangs out. I'm like, Mom, my door's open. We're watching TV. We're friends. And it was fine for me.
Right.
But because I had that trust with him.
And for the new listeners, I got the apology from my mother-in-law.
And when it's the truth, when we were together and I was moving in, my mom came here and she was like, you know what, Rocky? I'm sorry. You are who you said you are. I appreciate how you take care of my daughter. Welcome to our family. And that's my mom. You know
And
what I
me
mean?
and my mother-in-law have never once even had like sort of words. Like we get along very, very easily. Like I'm not one of those guys like, oh, my fucking mother-in-law. I'm always like, yeah, my
Both
mother-in-law's
of our
awesome.
moms are awesome. And they even get along.
Because we both saw in each other that we're both willing to take a loss when we're wrong.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've done it, with her, and she's done it with me. So we're both going, you know what? You got to respect that, because when you're wrong, you're wrong. And the fact that you admit it, because most people won't admit when they're wrong. Most people are fucking stubborn as shit. And even if you have physical evidence in their face going, no, this is a phone, not a tablet, they'll be like, it's a fucking tablet. And they just won't accept that they're wrong. And those people are the worst types of people. And me and my mother-in-law, when she did that, I looked at her and I went, that really takes a lot to fucking sit there and admit you were wrong and apologize. And,
Yep.
And I proved to her that I wasn't full of shit. I wasn't, making this all up just to sleep with her daughter, So I think that respect immediately came once we both saw what was real and what was really happening. And, so.
Yeah, and I want to say to everybody, like, it wasn't never perfect little, but everything in the beginning is important. All the trial and error, all the arguments, all the differences. It's important to be. We are so different, but so like-minded that it works. So when you're in a relationship and you're like, I just want a guy to let me be who I am and love me and not try to change me. And a guy's going, I just want a girl who lets me play my fucking video games, lets me take a shit by myself, lets me just sit outside if I need a minute. When you hear those things, believe it.
Yep.
This is what I need to be. So when you get together, a lot of people go, you know what? Now we're together. I can relax. I can and slack off. And you know what? I used to give lots of massages. And the other day we're sitting on the couch and I was like, man, I haven't really given you a massage in so long. So I recently started scratching his back again. You have to remember that a relationship is about you both. It can't
a
be
give and
healthy.
take.
Yeah, you can't be healthy and then not do what he likes or
Yep.
wants.
Yeah.
And the same goes for him. He doesn't go, you know what? Jessica loves to get a seaweed body wrap. I'm not going to get it this year. Every fucking year, Mother's Day, I have a seaweed body wrap, pedicure, manicure, in the spa, 6-7 hours, because he knows that all year I buckle down, I bust my ass, I take care of our family, I work, I help pay bills, I do whatever I can to be a good wife, and it's not cheap. So he makes sure that every year I have that time, and it's so surreal, my relationship, but we make it that way. It's not like we
Because
just
you guys
work.
put the work and the
We-
effort
we have
into
our
it.
moments.
It's not
We
you don't just get married and then let everything
It
go.
just is going to be perfect. That's just not how it works in a relationship.
Well, here's why also I have a great wife. My wife, even before we got married, we had this talk, and not to say she must be like this, but this is what I signed up for. All right? You see a lot of wives get married, and all of a sudden, 100 pounds 5 years later heavier. And my wife never once went, well, what's that? But you should love me on the inside. And she understands, yes, I do. But there's also physical attraction. That's a thing. Whether you're married or not, that's still a thing.
Physical is so important.
And the fact that she understands that and gets it and goes, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I'm the same way. I shouldn't be able to gain 100 pounds and just be like, fuck it, I'm married. A lot of women, if a guy tells them that, will be like, how dare you? Don't you love me for who I am? And I'm not good enough? And they bring it to this fucking crazy place, and you're like, whoa. It's like, how can you not understand? I fell in love with this. There, again, physical attraction. Yeah, we started talking, but initially, I looked at you and went, I'm into that girl. That's 9 out of 10 times how things happen. So, you look at that, and I go, that's why, again, this type of thing works, because most women aren't going to react that way to that type of statement. Most women are going to react the way that I just did with the, how dare you? And
well, let me just say something, okay? Things happen, okay? Things happen in life that change you physically. I had 3 children. I had tumor removal hysterectomy. I had a breast lift that went wrong and had to have it twice. I have had an ablation, my tubes tied. I've had a lot done, and I still maintain my physical, not just for him, but for myself.
Which you would think most women want to do.
Yeah, I love being me and accepting and loving myself. And I'm going to pass for a second and go to you, Nicole, who, when we were younger...
Hold on, can I get one more thing out before you go to Nicole?
Yes.
Now, just to be clear, though, like I'm not sitting there going, she breaks her leg, she puts on 30 pounds, and I'm like, we're finished. It's when the give-up mentality comes in.
Right.
It's when I don't give a fuck how much weight I put on, and you're going to deal with it. We have a friend that blew the fuck up. You do her mother-in-law's hair?
Okay.
Blew the fuck up. Right after she got married,
oh,
easily
yeah. Okay.
50 to 80 pounds. I mean, within months. Gigantic, where you go, how the fuck? Like, that's not fair. That, like, I don't care if you hate that term, but that's not fucking fair. Like, in a matter of months, you went from the woman I fell in love with to someone I can barely recognize.
To be fair, you don't know the dynamics
no,
of that
I do.
relationship.
That was total
No.
give up and just I don't give a fuck.
We know this person since I'm very young. And not that they were ever tiny, but this was a complete... I'm married now.
And like I said,
I got everything I
if there's
want.
an injury or something that you put on weight and it's like there's nothing you can really do about it, or you're putting on weight but you're not trying to work out or eat better, that is what I'm talking about. Like when you just stop giving a shit and you're like, I'll eat what I want.
Now,
I don't have to go to the gym. You should love me the way I am.
Now, let me go where I was going.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
when we were younger, I was definitely on the chubbier side. I'm not going to say that I was fat, but,
You were.
as a girl, 11, 12, and now I wear a 2 is the difference. I'm very short. I'm 5'1". I was like 170 pounds. I'm now like 120. But when I was younger, you were very just tall and fucking rockin' body. When you had gone through a rough time in your life, you completely gave up and let go. And where were you at your highest?
Over 360.
But like I'm saying,
365.
even with you, right? You were beat down.
Wait.
Like literally beat down. So I understand
I
you
was
being like, fuck it. Like, what's the point? I get that. But then the light went off and you were like, this is not who I want to be.
For yourself.
Yeah.
You went,
Yeah.
she was, let me say in case nobody heard, she was about 360, okay?
Probably more than that.
Even at my wedding, rocking like a 28.
Dude, I look
Dress?
at pictures.
I don't even remember.
And
what it
now
was.
I don't even remember that, Nicole, but I look at pictures and go, holy shit.
Now
Like,
let me finish
yeah,
my
sorry.
thought. So now she's, and I would see my friend all the time and look and go, you need to think about yourself. Forget this, forget that. Don't let that kill you. And it took a second, and she went, you know what? It is about me. And now we are a year and a half later.
Yeah, almost 2 years later.
Almost 2 years later, and she's just about only 60 pounds heavier than me. Only. she's almost
I've
a
lost
foot
almost
taller
200
than me.
pounds.
That's what. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
How tall are you?
About 5'7".
About 5'7".
You're taller than
Yeah.
average woman.
She-
Average women are like 5'3".
She
so.
works out almost every day. She eats healthy. The girl is so healthy and so good because she didn't give up on herself. When you're getting in a marriage and you go, fuck it, I'm married, whatever, you're not just giving up on that. You're giving up on yourself, your needs, your wants to feel good, and you're not healthy.
Your will to live, like you're
Oh,
killing
yeah.
yourself.
I didn't have that. Like, I got married, and it wasn't like I got married and was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna let myself go. Like, he beat me down.
That's why I said
like,
literally beat
physically,
down, yeah.
mentally, emotionally beat me down.
Yeah, you were a
to the point
wounded,
where
like-
I felt like I was worthless.
You were a
Like,
shelter
I didn't
dog,
deserve
essentially.
anything good. I wouldn't have anything
You're
good
not a dog.
even after
No,
he
but
left.
like the whimpering dog you see in the corner when you go to like adopt a dog, like you got fucking demolished. And again,
And now, might I add, on top of the fucking world.
yes, but there's guys out there that will be like, I don't want you to do that for me, and they're genuine. You know what I mean? They'll be like, I want that. If that's what you want, you should do that. And that some girls can find a guy that go, I'm happy with whoever you are, and that's great. I respect that, but most guys aren't. And ladies need to realize that most guys aren't. Most guys are shallow, myself included. I will put myself on that list. I'm a shallow person. I need to be physically attracted to somebody. That's just me. But
You know what? That is true, though. Like, unfortunate. It is unfortunate, but in certain ways.
that's
but
human nature, though.
It is because one of the things that I've noticed, even just like walking out in public or going into a store, compared to where I was 2 years ago, like people would pass me, not hold doors open. It's like I was non-existent. And
Let me ask you
the
this
amount
question.
of men even, or just people in general, that will like hold a door open for me now when I'm walking into a store, it's like
Yeah.
I exist.
Let
in the
me ask
world
you
now.
this.
Holy
Let's
shit.
say back then when you were at your biggest and you're walking in a store and you see someone turn to their friend and go, psst, 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 psst. They
I'm
might-
automatically in my head, I'm thinking they're
they're
talking about me.
exactly. I was just going to
Abso-fucking-lutely.
ask you that.
100%.
Now they're going, tss, 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 and maybe in your head you're going, I wonder if this guy's going to walk up to me and ask me for a cup of coffee. Instead of going, they're talking about how big I am, and that. Why I bring that up is because now in your head you're going, God, I hate myself, and you start beating yourself up, and it doesn't motivate you to go, I should now go and do this. It only increases that beaten down dog thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and like I said, maybe they're not talking about you, but it doesn't matter because in your head you feel bad about yourself already. So you just assume everyone else is now pointing at you and laughing or snickering or whatever. And that sucks.
I
Again-
was to the point where I literally was just surviving through life, and literally I was at a point where the only reason I was getting up every morning was because my kids,
Yeah.
because I did not want to be here in this world. And as much as I didn't want to be here, I would never for 1 second leave my kids in this world without me here.
Now,
And that's the truth. They were the only reason I was living every day.
not the weight loss thing. That was you. You wanted to do that, but not to suck my own wife's dick. But no.
I don't have a dick.
But honestly,
But-
like, other than her during those times, who else was there going, Nicole?
Nobody.
You're great. It doesn't matter.
Not even my parents were there. Like when I don't know how many people know this. Part of what helped me to lose the weight that I lost is I had gastric surgery, but I also did a health and wellness plan that I still coach for to this day. But when I was like, I went to the doctor and my doctor was like so blunt with me, and she's like, you're 30 something years old, you're not going to make it to 40. You're going to die of a heart attack. You're going to have problems at your knees. You're going to need knee replacement. Like, I couldn't walk up. My bedroom was in the basement at my parents' house at the time. I literally couldn't walk up the stairs without losing my breath. Like, I would lay down in bed and I literally felt like constricted, like I couldn't breathe. And I felt myself like literally dying.
Yeah.
It's hard because, in the position where I'm looking at my best friend killing herself slowly and also trying to be positive, I would look her in the face and tell her, don't you ever fucking give up.
But
don't you
even-
ever fucking stop. Because I loved her so much that I needed to be honest with her. I've never, ever hid from Nicole how I have felt about anything,
And that's
even
one
if
of the
it was
reasons
wrong.
why we have such a fucking awesome friendship.
And-
Like, that's my fucking sister, because you've never given me less than 100% honesty and truth, no matter how you thought that I was going to take it. And you always tried to give it in the best constructive way possible. But you were one of the only people that supported me through it. Like I was saying, like, as much as I felt like I couldn't breathe, and my parents would see me every single day getting bigger and bigger, and they'd see me getting more depressed and more depressed. And when I told them, look, this is what I think I'm going to do, this is what I feel I need to do for myself, because I want to be there for my kids. I want to see my kids graduate. I want to see them get married. I want to see my kids have kids.
And you
and
wanna
both of my
see
parents are
yourself.
like, don't do that. It's too dangerous. Don't do it. Don't do it.
See, I would
Don't
get
do it."
angry. You can ask her. Like, I would sit there and, you would leave and I would hear you say things. This was before you got, like, committed. And you would leave and I'd be like, she could talk all the shit she wants. She's not going to fucking do any of that. Like, I would get, like, angry. I'd be like, she's so fucking, like, she knows it, but she doesn't give a shit. Like, I would, And then finally, when it all started coming, I was like, thank God.
He was one of the first that was
And like not
wow.
angry, like what a stupid part. Like angry, like because you're my wife's best friend, and I'm like, how can she not understand? Like this is what's best for you, like what's healthy for you. And you would kind of just like make excuses for things, and I'd be like,
Because
and that's what would get me mad. I'd be like, the fucking excuses. I'd be like, fuck. I'd be like, just tell yourself, look in the fucking mirror, and be like, but again,
I couldn't look
know.
in the mirror.
And I was just gonna
honestly,
say, outside
literally,
looking in, it's a lot
looking
easier
at
for me to
myself,
say that.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I avoided mirrors. Like I wouldn't even want to undress and look at myself, because I was just so disgusted
Yeah.
with myself that I literally, like, if I'd be getting dressed and I'd look down on myself and I would literally just cry. Like,
But also too, like your circle, like you had a circle of people.
I had a lot of
me.
negativity
Yeah,
in my
besides
life.
me,
Yeah.
because I was never included.
Like,
I
you
never
could ask her How many
associated.
times I'd be like, tell Nicole to fucking dump that friend.
I've
Really?
never associated with negativity and things like that. When it comes to me, I honestly will look and go, this is how I feel. I will try to help. I will try to be honest. But there were certain things in her life that I would go, this is fucking you up. And I'm not fucking denying it. And I'm not going to lie to you. And this is what's killing you. And she would look and go, yeah, but this and yeah, but that and yeah, but this. And I'd go, I'm telling you. Now inside, she wanted to be like, you're right. But she also wanted to stay with that circle, because as much as they made her feel down, you don't want to be alone. Now my fucking best friend here is in such a good place that I can call her and go, I'm having a breakdown. I need a minute. And I know that she's strong enough to go, I got you. And that
and
is
you have
so
no idea how
beautiful.
good it feels that I'm in that place, that I'm able to be that friend back to you.
Now, how much
when
was
you need-
laziness? Because sometimes I would look at Jess and just go, it's fucking laziness.
She doesn't want it.
No, I don't.
No, and
honestly,
and I can
because
believe
I
you
did
because now-
try
I love
so.
you too,
I
Maddie.
did try so many times. I really, really did, and it just. I would lose a little, and then I'd get to the point where I'd fall off. I'd be like, okay, great, I did this. I know I could still do it. Let me just treat myself here. And then it would
Yeah.
like gradually start coming back. And every time I'd be like, fuck, this is hopeless. This is hopeless. No matter how many times I try, it's just never going to happen for me. I'm just going to be this big, fat, fucking whatever for the rest of my life, and nobody's ever going to want me. Nobody's ever going to love me. Who's going to want this big, fat, fucking piece of shit with kids who's got all this fucking baggage, is mentally, emotionally fucked up?
But honestly, like you went from being that person and like, not to say overnight, but it was pretty close to overnight where you didn't have a job. You didn't
Yes.
like you gave up almost in every aspect of life,
I
and then
did.
Was
and then
coming
one
down.
day, like I said, the switch went off. Where you're like, I'm losing weight, I'm getting a job, I'm getting my own place, I'm doing this, and now
Therapy helped a lot with that.
Yeah, but now you're in the best place, as far as I know, that you've ever been in. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And you're
I mean,
almost
don't
40.
get me wrong. I still have, like, I know how far I come. I know that I'm not where I want to be yet. I know I still have a ways to go. Ultimately, I know how much I've lost. I know how far I've come, but there are definitely still moments where I'll look in the mirror and I'll still see that 365-pound girl looking back at me. And that's going to take some work.
Yes.
This person
I've
brings
been
up a great
told
point.
by a few people that have lost a lot of weight that that's something that takes a lot more time than the weight does to get that back.
Scott brings up a great point. And just like you were saying, there was bad people around you. Those people want to keep you around, though, because your situation makes them feel
and
better.
that was exactly, I think, what it was with this friend.
When they're like, you're right, you won't be able to lose that weight. How could you ever?
Because
you know what I mean?
looking at me made her feel so much better about herself.
Where Jess is in the position of, I don't care about any of that. I care about my friend. I want you to be fucking healthy.
I didn't need Nicole to feel better about me. I needed Nicole to feel better about Nicole, not just for our friendship, but for her only. For herself. Her children, her family, herself, and me would all benefit from her loving herself. So the positive is needed. And even when, I actually have right now most of my girlfriends that I am trying to be not the most positive, but a positive. So a lot of people have things going on, and I'll go, I'm here, and I'll take it, and then I'll go in my backyard, and I hand it up to the universe, and I say, help me give them the strength.
Yep.
Because I can't do anything, but I can be here, and I can be honest, and I can be present with any relationship that I have. And this is why I feel I have such a dope best friend and such a dope husband.
But that's
and
the thing.
because
We're
of
yin
what
and yang,
she's
though.
given me and everything, all the positivity I've taken from her, like, it's also taught me to put that back out in the universe, which is why, like, if you look on my social medias, for the most part, you'll see nothing but, like, I'll be
Great
posting
affirmations.
yes, inspirational quotes and everything. Like, I was telling her this morning, I was literally in tears. I got to work this morning, and this girl on my Instagram who I don't know from a hole in the wall, never met this girl a day in my life, and apparently she follows me, and she messaged me, and she's like, hi, I just want to say thank you for your post. We're only friends on social media, but I sense we've been through some similar life experiences, and things you post hit me so hard and ring so true to me. I have so many of them printed and hung up on my office wall. I hope I don't sound like a stalker. I just wanted to let you know that I so appreciate your inspirational posts. I'm a recently single mother of 2 teenage sons, and I struggle every day with putting the pieces back together, and things like what you post really help me. And I was literally in tears because I'm like, you know what? That's exactly why I put shit out there, because
you don't know who it's going to reach.
You don't know who's watching you. You don't know who's watching your story, who's watching your journey, what effect it's going to have on them. And I literally, like, I messaged her back, and I was like, you're fucking awesome. You're an awesome person. I sent her an affirmation. I sent her one of my inspirational songs that uplifts me, that I know uplift other people when I send it to them when they're having a tough day. I sent her a meditation, and I told her, like, I don't know you, but I'm here. Because if anything else, as women, we should be lifting other women up. Like, I hate those women that just like to tear other people down.
You mean most?
Well, the thing is, like, I have daughters, right? And in this world, they look at social media or whatever, and they go, I need to look like that. I'm supposed to have that. And if I don't,
Wait.
I'm not pretty.
Not our daughters.
No. I'm saying I have daughters.
No, yeah, I know, but
so they can look at these things. My one daughter, who is going to be 21, does not need a lick of makeup to leave the house, and she will go out in pajamas and not care. She loves herself that much. But it took us being the parents we are and saying, just look a little deeper, a little deeper. This is not what life is. This is what life. I'm going to look like me no matter what. Why would I want everyone else to see somebody else? It's really difficult, because the image of what a woman should look like is like Carmen Electra, Pamela Anderson. And these are women that are hot and sexy and fine. But if you give yourself the same amount of time to be you, you would be hotter, because the confidence is what other people feel.
Yep.
That moment, I could walk out, I'm not kidding, with a pair of ripped jeans, a t-shirt that doesn't fit, color everywhere from work, and I have people go, you are fine, because it's inside. It's not what I look like on the outside.
Well,
and I can still pick on myself.
But it's positive affirmation, and a lot of people don't get positive affirmation. Now, personally, for myself, I've never been in the position you guys have been in. Like, I hate saying this, but for the discussion, I have to. When I was a kid, I was always the cutest little kid. You know, all the parents would come to me. All the older girls were like, oh, he's so cute, and wanted to play with me. And when I went to camp, I was the cute little kid. I had the older counselors wanting to hang out because I was, you know, the fun little kid. And the older girls were like, oh, you're so cute. And da-da-da-da. My whole life, that's all I hear. So I had confidence. Yeah, I know. But again, I hate even saying it. I really do. But even in school, I was always in that circle. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? That we were always the
it was
in
easy
crew.
for you.
So again, coming from your point of view, I really don't have a perspective, but I know positive affirmation works because as I got older, if I'm being honest with myself, 1 to 10, I'm like a 7, 8. You know what I mean? I'm not a 10. I'm not a 9. I'm handsome enough where the confidence I throw out there, I've done amazing things with, where even I look back and go, can't believe I fucking pulled that. Like, how the fuck did I do that?
Yeah, that's something
and then
I
I
still
sit
have to
back and I
work on a
think
lot.
and I go, it was just a matter of talking to them. Because, and little hint, guys, the hottest girl in the room usually doesn't get spoken to. She's typically the easiest girl to talk to in the room because no guy has the confidence to walk up to her and be like, hey, how you doing? They all either A, think she's with somebody, or B, don't have the balls to talk to a pretty girl. So confidence goes so far as a guy. Like, it really does. Like, you'll see couples and you go, how the fuck did he pull
Even
that?
girls too, though.
Yes.
Girls too that you look at her and go, oh shit, that girl.
But finding confidence in a girl is much rarer because of the outside influences of what women should be. My daughter that we were just talking about, when she came here, not that she was like verbally abused, but she was put down in like little like negging ways. You know what negging is? You do know what negging is? It's kind of like where it's a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
You know,
like that looks good, but maybe don't put
Yep.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, my daughter is drop dead gorgeous. She's a beautiful girl. She's in shape. Yeah, any guy would kill to be with her, but she would walk around here with this fucking this about me and that, and I would stop her and go, Anna, what the fuck are you talking about? I go, you are beautiful. What are you seeing? I'd be like, are you fucking crazy?
She's
And-
seeing social media and
Yep.
makeup.
But she's also
and,
thinking of the people that didn't give her positive affirmation. And it's much easier to give positive affirmation than it is to put people down. But it's more redeeming to a lot of people. It makes them feel better about themselves, even though they really don't, because they forget about it and go, oh, I suck. And that's why they also do it. But as
and when
the
you're
other
the person on
yeah,
the receiving end, it's much
It
more
sticks with
easier
you.
to
but that starts.
remember the negative.
Like, I very rarely got negative comments, but when I do, I go, fuck.
Right.
And that sticks with me where I go, and it become insecure. And when you hear it all the time, it's now permanent.
But this stuff starts though when we're young,
Mm-hmm.
when we're dealing with our parents or older siblings, and we're looking up and going, "What's this? What's that? What's this? What's that?" And we're learning by visual instead of into inside and intellectual, because we go, our feelings shouldn't matter right now because that looks different than me.
But kids are mean, too, when you're little. Kids
Yep.
are really
It
fucking mean, and
starts
I'm
when
guilty
you're
of
young.
that shit. Trust me.
It starts
I was
when you're
horrible.
young, and you look back though, and I look back all the time. I'm actually one of those people that goes, I cannot believe that I did that. And I will go out. I'm not kidding. I will go outside and I will apologize to the universe for my own self forgiveness and for my own growth. But I will always say to my girls, you are so amazing. You are so talented. When they say things, I'm like, please, you know what? First of all, go and look at this person without makeup, without Photoshop, there's so many things out there that people use to change themselves that you don't even know who you're looking at anymore. But I will say, in this time right now, in the time that we are living in, if anyone wanted to be accepted, it would have to be with yourself first.
I think it has to be with yourself in general. Fuck what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, and I feel that way. However, when you do hear somebody go, geez, you look amazing without makeup, that feels good.
Yeah.
So it does kind of matter for your own growth that other people see what you see, but it doesn't matter for you.
But just hearing it though,
It changed.
Just someone verbally saying, you're beautiful.
You look great.
Is gonna.
Yes.
You could have had the worst day ever and got fired, and you'd be like, wow. And all of a sudden, your day changes. You're like, I feel really, I got fired, but you know what? Life's all right, and I'll get another job.
My thing to my youngest, she is 5 and has any fucking Barbie you can find online. I bet she has it. Any toy, any clothes, anything she wants, she has. When she's, but I really wanted this. I said, do you have 10 fingers? Do you have 2 feet? You little brat. You have everything you could physically. You are amazing. Everything about you. You're healthy. You're beautiful. You're smart. What are you actually wanting? More material things? Get a fucking job. I don't want to hear it. Because material does not
Well, she's
matter.
5. She can't.
Yes, but what I'm saying,
I'm
she
kidding.
is 5,
I'm kidding.
and that's where they start. When you're younger is when you start to visualize what do I care about, okay? And I have beautiful jewelry. I live in a beautiful home. I have a beautiful truck. That does not fucking matter. I'd be with him in a box. I would live in the fucking street with him. What matters is that I love myself. I love me, I accept me, and I will roll with me. And I love him, and I accept him, and I'll roll with him. Inside, everybody needs to realize we are getting woken up by the connection we have with ourselves and our mental health and our emotional. This is where it starts. You can't have anything.
Where it ends too.
You can't have anything else. Nothing will make you fucking happy. Nothing if you don't like yourself.
It's true.
Absolutely.
It's
and
absolutely
as a
true.
dad raising daughters, let me tell you the little fucked up things you think of as a dad raising a daughter, okay? Valentina was born. The pudgiest, chubbiest little kid ever. Now in my head, I'm going, fuck, she's going to be a little fat girl. She's going to get picked on. People are going to call her fat. She grew up. She's thin as a rail, and she's, gorgeous, just like every other woman in our family. But, as a dad, you go, fuck. And there's really nothing you can do about it. But no matter what, as a dad, you go, you're beautiful. I love you. You're smart. You're this, you're that. But some little fucking prick on the playground's going to go, yeah, right, you fatso.
Yes.
You're fucking fat. And then she's going to come home crying. And it's like, motherfucker. Now that I know I don't have to deal with that, that's like one thing checked off where you go, all right.
And now he's got to deal with how many men want to date
Yes,
her.
exactly. That's the double-edged sword. Because you go, all right, that's checked off. She won't be picked on for her looks or her weight. That's good. Great. I don't have to worry about that. Now I have to worry about every guy in the fucking school wanting to fuck my daughter. That to me, but honestly,
True
like I
story.
said, it's a double-edged sword because for one, when that girl gets that type of attention, a lot of the times they turn out to be shitty people because they think everything's just going to be handed
Well, I'm
to
pretty.
them.
Give it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody wants me. Everybody wants me.
So this is why I had said, it starts with our children at home or everybody at home that you grow to feel this way. I didn't grow up in the best situation and I didn't have the best growing up. But when I needed to, I worked on myself just like you. So I'm just going to throw it out there. We got 10 minutes left and there's one other thing I want to talk about. When we are all going, why don't I have this? Why can't I have this? Why what you should be saying is, what do I need to do
To get
with
that.
myself to get that,
Yep.
to have that? I want that. You want that? Then what you need to, I wake up every day, wash my face, and I may find a pimple. I may find a spot. I may look at wrinkles and go, oh my God, next year I'm going to be 40. But inside, I love who the fuck I am. No matter who likes me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just still be this person. And I'm still going to be, who I see myself being. And if anybody needs any conversation, any pick me up, I'm always on Twitter, JRabbit55. You can message me. I will fucking be there. And never ever think that there's another you. So be the fucking best you can be. I would die to find someone like me. I really would. I would look and go, well, ready. Let's fucking play. Because the challenge of being around someone myself, I like difference. I love being around difference. But I also like to see good human beings, good people trying to focus on the positive that we have. There's going to always be fucking friction and trial and error and difference. But that's what makes us human beings. We are all different. And guess what? I fucking love you for it. I want you to be different, but I want you to be the best you for yourself you can be. That's just what we need.
I just want to say one more quick thing, too, because I know I bring up looks a lot and all that stuff. And I bring that up to kind of like wake everybody up, because a lot of people live in this fantasy world of like, well, that shouldn't matter. All right, maybe it shouldn't, but it fucking does, okay? So wake up. But on the flip side of that coin, no, because I don't want people to think that's all I do with my daughters. Like, hey, my daughter, the 5-year-old, will bring me this picture that I have no idea what it's even supposed to be, and I'll bring it up and I go, that is the most beautiful picture I've ever seen. You are the best artist. Or, she'll just point out a letter, and you are so brilliant, and I'm always so over the top with everything, because I know in the real world, maybe deep down they'll remember, but Dad told me that. So I know I'm that. You know what I mean? Because she's not going to hear that a lot outside of these doors.
Right.
She's just not. No people are. Outside of your home, people are harsh, mean, and cruel. So I'm always super, super over the top with both my daughters, not just my little one. It's a lot easier with Anna because Anna is gifted in everything she fucking picks up.
It's ridiculous.
So no matter what she picks, I'm not lying to her. Like she'll draw something, I go, holy shit, that's fucking incredible. She'll pick up a guitar and play it, I go, holy shit, how can you do that?
No, but with the younger kids, you need to, our son is going to be 11.
Yeah.
And I will tell him, and this is a normal thing, like, hey, how was your week? How is this? How is that? And he go, oh, good, yeah, this, that. And then I'll look at him and go, I want you to say anything you fucking want, and know that I'm not going to be angry, I'm not going to yell at you, and I'm not going to punish you. Even if it's telling me, I don't like that you did this. This hurt my feelings. That is not the right color. Or this, and I keep telling all my children, just say it. Don't hold it in. Don't change it. Don't think of what I want to hear. Just say what you fucking feel.
Right.
Because kids grow up and go, I don't want to tell my parents this. I don't want to tell them this, because they're afraid of what's the repercussion if I do this. I talk to my 20-year-old about sex, drugs, partying, flying, going different I talk to her about everything.
Well, you're absolutely right, because that carries over into adulthood, where now I'm afraid to speak up. I'm afraid to ask a question.
Right.
I'm afraid to do this.
Afraid to just be you.
And you brought something to light in my head. Not that I haven't said this before, but what you're describing literally is the problem with what's going on today. Mm-hmm. On every side, communication.
Yes.
And admittance and,
Acceptance,
self-acceptance
yes.
of right and wrong. People just want to be heard, and that's it. They never want to go, well, that person's kind of right. You know what I mean?
Or even, I want to hear your point of view.
Yeah, they don't
want
wanna
to hear
hear
it. They want to talk. I got you. Yes, okay. And then they want to just have their turn.
And if people would just listen,
For a
so much
second.
shit can get settled out just by listening and talking to each other. But there's a fear of, I don't want to hear that, and I'm afraid of the reaction if I say this.
Right.
And yeah, maybe it'll be negative or positive, but at least it's now out there.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of people will judge me for what I say on both my shows. And I go, you know what? That's fine. But at least now it's out there. It's in your head. And you might think about it. You might not. And you might go, what a fucking jerk off. What an asshole.
Right.
And just go on with your day. But if 1 out of 10 people go, let me think on that for a second. And if they disagree with every other thing I say, but then they go, you know what? He's kind of right there. And I never thought of it that way. I like to open another avenue of thought. And most people don't do that. They just stay silent.
A lot. And we also forget, that not all kids are the same. We have 3 very different children. different personalities, different needs. So when I talk to all my kids, and I'm a very vocal person, I could lecture. I look at my kids and go, fuck, my dad did this to me for hours when I was younger and I hated it, but you have to listen to me. And I will just say to them, now that I'm done, I want you to just say everything you feel. What I said felt to you. What do you want to tell me? And I'm aggressive. I'm a Spanish Italian. I grew up with my hands moving. I talk. This is just how I speak. So sometimes my kids will come home from school and be like, how was your day? And they will like, are you all right? I'm fine. How was your day? This is how I speak. So
Right.
now, obviously, as they're growing and they're used to who I am, I'll look at them and be like, so just say it. And even Anna sometimes like, Ma, not for nothing, but that fucking bothered me. And I'm like, good. I'm glad you got that out. What can I do to make you feel better? Because it's not just about me. It's about the growing beings that are around me. And they always are caring and great friends. They're good cousins. They're good nieces. They're good children. But that's because I allow them, and I say allow lightly because, in my household, I am mom, so I make rules.
Warden.
But I allow myself to shut the fuck up and just listen to my children.
But that also took time as well.
A long time.
Yeah.
I grew, and I'm still growing, but I let them say it, and even if it makes me angry, I keep it in. I talk to Rocky when I'm done. I'll talk to you when I'm done, but I let them get it out because our children and these kids growing up hold this stuff in, and then they will, in other areas of their life, dump it. School or friends or lying or being promiscuous or drugs because they never got to say, you know what, Mom, that really hurt my fucking feelings. I don't like that.
Can I add something to the communication thing?
Sure.
And I'm going to use you for an example
Do it.
because
I
you're
love
the best thing that I know. For years, how many times would I go, yeah, but it's how you're talking to me.
Yes.
It wasn't the content.
Right.
Because
It's the tone.
the content said right is perfectly acceptable. It was the talking at me or the way you would say things. And now, and really think, when was the last time I've said that to you?
It's been a really
I
long
can't
time.
even think of it either. So, you realize that. And that's something else. Like when we say you need to communicate, it's not just, communicate. It's communicate in a positive, healthy way. And even if it's a negative subject, what I mean by positivity and being positive is not being like, yeah, but it's going, all right, well, yeah, I get that, but just hear me out on this. And, this is my point of view, or this is where I'm coming from, or this is how I'm feeling. Be calm, because the second you raise your voice or get angry, now that person goes back
The
up,
defense.
defense mode. Now it's my turn to be like, fuck you, because from my point of view, you're being like, fuck you, you're stupid because you don't understand what I'm saying. And it's like, maybe I don't, but the way you're projecting towards me, I don't give a fuck what you're saying.
Right. But what happens, with myself, because we're talking about me, is I, again, am expressive. And even if I'm like, what's going on? This bothers me. I'm uncomfortable. Before I get there, I look at my kids and I'm like, I am having a rough fucking day. I am off for other reasons. Please don't take this personal, but I don't fucking like the pillow on the floor. Please pick it up. I will tell them, or even if I say something, I immediately go, you know what? I'm sorry. I don't mean to come at you, because sometimes I walk out and I'm like, why the fuck is this shit over here? And then I go, ugh, I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm sorry.
33, 34-year-old Jessica would never do that.
No, I would be like, pick the fucking thing up. Bye.
You would be like, that's who I am. Fucking deal with it.
And it is the truth. I had a Puerto Rican Italian father, who was not anywhere far from my fucking nose, And so I always had that, well, what the fuck? With my children and my husband and my friends, I will say something, and in my head, I go, asshole. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm yelling right now, but this is not because
She really
I'm
does
angry.
do that, because even when we had like a little bit of a disagreement like a week ago,
Yes.
she sent me a video of herself because we were texting. I was at work. I couldn't actually sit there and talk. Usually we'll video chat.
Yes.
And she sent me a recorded video, and the first thing she said is like, look, like I have other shit going on right now.
And it's
however, I'm
texting.
talking right now. It's not directed at you. This is just other shit that I'm going through right now. But this is how I feel.
It's super important for everybody to know who I am.
What's funny about that day, the main thing that pissed her off was putting together a bike.
Fuck you.
Yeah, and she
But
did.
for real though, like, and it's
I
super
couldn't get the
frustrating.
brake
So
pad to
I walk-
work on a
I
fucking
walk in the
5-year-old's
door,
bike.
and she's got this bike on the floor, and
She
she's like,
was
"Da-da-da,"
pissed
and
as hell.
Nicole is fucking starting with
And
me
the
about,
pump wouldn't
and she won't
pump
tell
up
me
the
what it's
toy.
about. And
Yeah, and the pump wouldn't pump the
Because
toy.
I don't like talking about things through text, and that was what I was trying to tell her. It's not like half of the shit that I was going through really wasn't even about her or anything. It was just
Can I
like,
give one piece of advice to literally everybody on the fucking planet? If you have something to say, don't do it through text. It never comes out the way you're trying to make it come out.
Well,
Never.
if you're like, this is fucking bullshit, someone thinks you're going, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Instead, I curse. I mean, it sucks. I really try not to, but I fucking curse all
But
the time.
trying to argue through text is impossible because even when you try to bring the argument down,
It's hard to do.
it doesn't matter because you're reading it in your own voice and your own mood at that moment.
Yes.
Yep.
So if you're angry, you're going, why the fuck are they talking to me like that? Like someone could just put, hey, and be like, what the fuck is hey? Hey? That's it?
Yeah,
Like you just
right.
what
Why
am
are
I,
you
a
so
fuck-
fucking short?
Yeah.
What do you be? I tell her all the time, like, that's okay. It took you 5 hours. I found a new best friend. So, but
All
in
the fucking
in
time,
the
Julia, I
interim,
can't.
okay, let's rewind. If you feel in a relationship you're not happy before you fuck someone else, break up, do not cheat. If you don't like something, just say it. And for everybody out there, even if it's gonna fucking hurt, be honest. Because no matter what you do or no matter where you go, it is coming back to you. That's just the way it fucking works. I have had one of the best shows in a long time tonight, and I really had a good time. And I love everybody who's been chatting. Sorry, without my glasses, I can't read the room. I will read it. I love you all. I really appreciate the outlet that we have all created. It's a beautiful threesome here. I was just throwing it out there.
I wear boxers, not briefs.
But I really appreciate
I'm not wearing
it.
booty shorts. I have.
I
booty
have
shorts.
booty shorts
You
on
do.
right now.
I love booty shorts.
Actually, they say sinner on them because that's just what it is.
such a sinner.
I really appreciate it, and I love you all, and I look forward to next Tuesday.
Russo'sBrand.com. Go to Russo'sBrand.com right now. Sign up. It's only $3.95 a month. You get over 12 brand new shows every single week. Of course, you get us and the Super Ugly Show, but you also get Vince. You get Minha Mean. You get Stevie Richards, Shane Douglas. I'm totally blanking. Goldie. Who's the other girl? Francine from ECW. There's so many people on the brand. So go over to the brand now, sign up. You get content that you can't get anywhere else as far as Vince Russo's brand go. It's exclusive to the pay service on Vince Russo's the brand. So go to russosbrand.com right now and sign up. Like I said, it's only $3.95 a month. It's less than $1 a week. So don't be cheap. $4 a month. You can't afford that. Even if you don't listen all the time, just sign up anyway. Support us. If you're watching us now, that's part of supporting us is signing up for the brand. All right, guys, we love you. Jess,
Love you,
close it out.
Mads.
Yes, check out JRabbit55 on Twitter, Super Ugly Show and Unfiltered Marriage Group on Facebook, and Rocky SU1 on Twitter. Right?
Right.
We love you guys. Bye.